Hey, what's up, everyone? Becca Photo here with Lady B Co. Hope you're having a great day. I am so excited to talk with you a little bit today about some metrics with social media to pay attention to. Here at Lady B Co, we work with a lot of clients in diverse industries, some that are building personal brands, some that are building brands for their business. And when it comes to measuring success and measuring ROI, all the different things, one of the biggest questions that we get constantly is, okay, social media, I know I need to have it. I know I need to use it. I know it takes some time and all the things, but how do I know if it's really working? What do I really need to pay attention to know that it is working? First of all, if I need to pivot or shift or change what I'm doing, how I need to maybe delegate some of the tasks out to whether it's a team member or if they hire an agency. So just kind of a lot of different elements and aspects that come with this role. And really, when it comes down to what is your actual end game when it comes to social media, maybe not end game isn't the word because we know it's ongoing, but like, how do we know that it is working? So what do we need to look at? So that's really what we're going to talk through a little bit today. And I recommend four different things to or four different metrics to really pay close attention to. I check these metrics for myself daily. That might be a little excessive for some people, but that's what I do. So if you, daily, weekly, pay attention to it. Though the social media is a beautiful thing in that it gives you feedback fast. So if you're putting out content and it's not, it's falling flat, it's not really producing anything, you can change really fast and quickly. So when you're paying attention to it every day, every week at least, you can make those pivots and changes again more timely than without. So without further ado, again, we're going to talk through the four metrics that I really think you should care about, and the ones that I care most about. And the very first one is impressions. And so when it comes to social media, I should maybe share slightly a little bit in my perspective on it. I'm not in social media to make me a buck. I'm not in social media to bring thousands of dollars to my business door every month. I'm not in it to build my audience to be hundreds and thousands of people. I'm in it to build connections and relationships with people. One of the things that I personally am very gifted at and very strong at is being able to connect with people very quickly, one-on-one and face-to-face conversations. It's been something I've been blessed with since I was a kid, and it's awesome. I have a lot of deep connections with people very quickly when the vibe is right. So when it comes to connecting people on social, I was like, oh my gosh, like, how am I going to keep the energy of what happens in real life in this online world? And this is how you do it. Social media, not only kind of being authentic and being your true self is step one, but that's not what we're talking about today. That's not a metric. That's just being yourself. But having the ability to connect online is really key, and connection comes with great content. But impressions really is the number of people, or the number of times I should say, that your content is served up to the people. So you want to make a great first impression, because a lot of times this content that you're producing is getting delivered and put in front of someone who might not know you yet. So keeping in mind that when you're creating content, you're tracking impressions, that these are people that generally you might not know that you want to connect with. So writing copy to in that particular perspective, but then also, again, making sure that what it is you're sharing is authentic and true and real. We don't want what we don't want. So impressions can turn into likes can turn into relationships and all those great things that social media has to offer. But if we're not being true and authentic out of the gate, a lot of times those relationships won't produce anything because we were never real in the first place. So those are again the people that you're getting in front of multiple times potentially, and you're able to make an impact. So the second one is reach. And so the difference between reach and impressions, a lot of people are like, I don't understand what the difference of the two of them are. Let me help you. Let me help you understand. So impressions, I can see your ad or your content, let's say, more than once. I can see it, 2-3 times come through my phone, and I can choose or not choose to react and comment and do all the things to it. Reach is the singular person you're reaching. So I can see it, five or, let's say 2 or 3 times, but I'm going to be counted as a reach one time. So your impressions might be in the thousands, but your reach might only be in the hundreds. And that's because they're basically counting me like as a unique person. So you want to watch both metrics. You want to see, you want your reach to be higher because again, you're reaching more people, new people potentially who want to follow or could follow your page and kind of continue to pull them in and engage with you for more and further on. Impressions is the number of times I see your content. So I may see it several times, but that's the biggest difference between the two of those. Again, we want to I always get into a copy or content mode. I'm trying not to in this video because this isn't about content, but as a copywriter, it's hard not to get to copy. But again, making sure that your content is strong so that that first impression really dazzles me every single time, because it might be a new person who's never heard about you, never heard about your brand, and you want to make sure that you're bringing them in and engaging with them a little bit further, which brings me to the third thing, which is engagement. So this is where you are having people like, comment, share on your post, or calling, giving them a call to action, asking them to do something. So you might ask them to click to read your blog, or subscribe for your newsletter, or things like that. Again, there's a lot of different, many other different call to actions, but this is just to get them to engage with content. One of the biggest ones, again, we're looking at different metrics and things. When I see a dip or it's going down low and I'm like, crap, I don't want it to go low, I will create a post that has kind of a 1, 2, 3 or ABC kind of approach, where it's like, hey guys, I'm looking to do X, Y, Z, let me know your thoughts, and give them like these 3 options. Or, again, just giving them an opportunity to just quickly engage with your content by hitting like 1 or 2, because you like number 1 or 2. And then on occasion, people will explain more in their comment and give you some more feedback, and it'll be all great. And you can get in there, you can engage, you can say, oh my gosh, you guys, thank you so much for helping me pick out whatever, picking out my floor color. I'm going to go with B, and then, bring us back into, show us that final product or final, whatever that is. And let us, kind of be on the edge of our seat, kind of wondering what the heck's going to happen next, and just bringing us into that alone. And you've been in part of those content types before, where you're like, oh my gosh, I'm now invested in how this all turns out. So if she leaves me hanging, I'm going to be very upset with her. So make sure you don't leave them hanging, that you give them that rest of that information. But it is so important, to, again, track the numbers and engage with your audience. You need to comment back, share some opinions of your own. If someone says, yeah, B, I like it because of X, you can be like, yes, I agree, B is a good option because of X, or something of that nature, and make your people feel like you are actually listening to them and that their opinions matter. It's a really fun way. It's really fun actually to engage with your audience in that way. So that's engagement. And then the fourth one is your audience growth rate. And this is a really great combination of looking at 2 of the metrics we talked about. So looking at impressions and looking at reach. If you look at reach and impressions, and they're both very favorable numbers, or high, and they're consistently high, but your audience growth rate is low, there might be a disconnect in content there. So we're doing a great job getting in front of, the most eyeballs, and multiple times, and all the good things. But if they're not converted into a like, there must be some sort of disconnect between who you're reaching and what content you're sharing. So if you've realized that, you see that happening, there's it's one of the 2 problems or issues. So it starts with just a matter of testing. So testing content. So maybe changing your content a little bit to see if your audience gets a different result, and that it starts to like and follow your page. If that still isn't working over some time, then you can really evaluate, well, maybe I'm getting in front of the wrong people. Maybe who I want to serve and what I want to do, this is the wrong audience for me. And you can quickly change this up when you're doing Facebook ads. But again, if you're just doing organic content, it's going to happen over time, where your audience is going to realize that, okay, maybe that's not the content I was looking for, and then just easily back away. And a great example of this is when I went from owning a marketing agency, essentially marketing firm, where we did all the work for our clients, and we worked with them one-on-one, and we did all the social web, graphics, a logo design. I mean, we did a lot of print work for them too. We did essentially, we had a full-time term team, whatever. We had a full agency. We were rocking and rolling. And, when we decided to pivot as a business and not only change our name, but basically we did everything. We essentially quit that business and opened up Lady Bee back in early 2020. Our audience changed, 100% shifted and changed. And we knew that that would happen. We knew that our numbers would shift. We knew that things were going to not, grow the way that they had been because we were changing. We were changed who we were talking to. We changed our entire name, brand colors, everything. Not one piece of the business was the same, which essentially is why I came to the conclusion even later that what we ended up doing and what had happened is we closed one business and opened another is what we did. So if you do something like that, even it doesn't have to be obviously as dramatic, but if you do something where you're shifting what your services are, or you're shifting who you can serve, or if you're adding a new service, there's times in that space where who you're talking to and what you have to share doesn't appeal to your old audience, and they'll eventually just kind of start drifting back away. That's 1000% okay. Or if you're adding something, again, you're wanting to grow new audience members and bring more people into you that maybe weren't before because now you have something to offer them. That's going to take time. It's going to be the organic approach. It's going to take time, and that's okay too. So don't get too upset if the number isn't like astronomically crazy great, but just be aware of that. Keep checking in. Again, tracking and measuring allows you to look at the data and then make decisions based on the data. So a couple more tips for you all if you're looking for something to kind of like improve and work on these metrics is when looking to what time day to post, or like how can I get the best result for my content to get out there in front of my people to hopefully get more impressions and hopefully get more reach. If you go to the insights, there is a space in there where you can check and actually watch. I think it's under the post tab. You can actually see what days and what time of the day your audience is most active on your page, and make decisions on scheduling content then. And if you already are and you're already seeing or not seeing what you want to see, I would play with other times too. I've had to do this over the time as well. It is not a foolproof way of being like, yes, it's going to get in front of 500 eyes at 6 p.m. But it is a great place to start if you're not doing it right now. So I recommend doing that. And testing content on social, or testing anything on social, is really, really great because it gives you fast results. So if you're still like, I'm launching this new product or a new service or new thing, and I'm not sure how basically how to word it sometimes, or how to like get it out in front of people using social media, versus bringing it to a big web page or a big thing first. Test it out on social media first. Test to see how people are reacting to it. Ask them to help you, give you feedback, all those things, just to kind of get a better idea of how you can leverage social to increase those metric numbers. And then the final piece today is, I maybe think I already shared that for you. I did. It was the post. Let's see, test. Okay, yep, I'm sorry I shared it all. I thought I had one more for you, but I don't. But if you have any questions, let me know. Shoot a comment below and let me know how you like this video, if it was helpful. I am all about helping and serving women in business who are looking to, build their personal brands, to build their own business brands, and just really, really work through the trifecta plan, really leveraging social media to its max potential, also looking at email list and max potential use, as well as your website. Your website is so powerful. I'm a firm believer that when these three are working cohesively and harmoniously together, you can be unstoppable. So let me know if this was helpful, and drop me a note in the comment and say, yeah, it was, and I'll talk to you very soon. Bye.